Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to go through 5 more supplements you can take to help overcome your symptoms of schizophrenia. All the information will be written below in the description, so if you want to skip the video and just read the information, the references and information is linked below. So we'll get started with the presentation, starting with the first supplement I recommend, which is a brain-directed multivitamin by True Hope called EMPowerPlus. And it is a multivitamin that's designed specifically to help people provide the nutrients that a sick brain requires to recover. So it creates more energy. It has really given me a lot of energy, and it has helped me think more clearly, I think, too. So I have tried it myself, and I do recommend it. It helps with pyroluria, which is a little-known disease that may affect 50% of schizophrenics. Is characterized by increased pyroles, which I talked about in my niacin video. And you can get rid of these pyroles a little bit by supplementing zinc and B6 are the main 2 things you can supplement. So I supplement zinc and B6, and that has improved my symptoms of schizophrenia also. And this multivitamin has zinc and B6, but it's a good idea to consider taking even more than that is in this multivitamin. So this supplement cures bipolar in a couple studies, and it helps schizophrenics in one study, though the study had 52 bipolar patients and only 7 schizophrenics. People are not getting enough nutrients in their diet. So the soil is depleted. The stuff we eat is often processed, especially for schizophrenics. But a lot of the general population eats way too much highly processed food, which has less nutrients in it. So it's good to consider trying to eat whole foods, but do consider and try this multivitamin, because the soil, even if you're eating organic, a little bit less so if you're doing keto or carnivore, but because of bioaccumulation, increasing the number of vitamins and minerals in the meat. But if you're eating a standard diet, since the soil is depleted, you're probably not getting enough nutrients, and you're probably nutrient deprived. Naturopaths often recommend this supplement, so it's not just me saying you should try this supplement, but people who are trained in using natural ways of overcoming sickness often recommend EMPowerPlus. And the company True Hope offers a 45% discount for those on disability. So the price might seem high, but there is a discount if you are on disability. And I know most schizophrenics, unfortunately, are on disability, so this discount would likely apply to you. They also make supplement councillors available to adjust your dose. So there are people who you can phone up and you can discuss how your treatment is going and how your symptoms are, and they will discuss ways of moving forward in hopefully a positive direction with your condition of schizophrenia. So there are supplement counselors available for free that True Hope makes available. So now we'll go to the next supplement. Yi Gan San, or Yokukansan, I think is the Chinese version. There's a Chinese and Japanese version. These are the 2 versions, but they're essentially very similar. It leads to a 25% improvement in positive symptoms, a 45% improvement in general and negative symptoms in the positive and negative symptom score of schizophrenia. The severity of schizophrenia down by 60%. So they did 4 studies. 3 of the studies had a large improvement, and 1 study that was double-blind placebo-controlled with 120 people saw no improvement. But in the studies that saw improvement, the severity of schizophrenia was down by about 60%, which is a huge improvement to your schizophrenia symptoms. So you might want to consider trying Yi Gan San, and a Chinese medicinal doctor can probably get his hands or her hands on it, but you can also order it online. It is available online, and it is a natural product. It also cures tardive dyskinesia. So in one study, 81% of patients who took it were improved with their shaking, and 18% stayed the same. There was an average improvement of 87% or 56%. Unfortunately, the study quotes 2 different numbers for the effect sizes. So the data they share showed an 87% improvement in tardive dyskinesia, and when they summarized it in the results section, they wrote a paragraph saying it was an average of 56% improvement. So I am leaning towards it's that larger number, 87%, because I think they just wrote it down wrong. So they took 2.6 grams of powder 3 times a day before meals, 7.5 grams total, or 1.5 grams extract. So concentrated version, 3 times a day. The duration was 12 weeks. We'll go to the next supplement, which is lion's mane mushroom. So this mushroom is known for its benefits to cognitive health. It's considered a nootropic that makes you think better, and it encourages nerve growth, helps with fatigue, builds myelin sheaths, protects against neuron death from oxidative or endoplasmic stress. The antioxidant ability is, however, 4 times lower than vitamin C, so you can mix it with other antioxidants and you won't get an antioxidant overload, which is possible, but it's not that severe when it happens. So there was a 25 to 30% improvement in the PANSS test to the positive, negative, and cognitive symptoms of schizophrenia, though it was tested in refractory schizophrenics only. So these schizophrenics had a lot of symptoms that could be reduced because medication was not effective in helping their symptoms. So that 25 to 30% improvement could be less if you do not have many symptoms of schizophrenia because you're effectively being treated by the medication. It slows glucose absorption in the gut, and in mice there was a 27% lower triglyceride level and a 42% less weight gain after supplementing with lion's mane mushroom. And the reason it slows glucose absorption is because it slows the conversion of carbohydrates into glucose in the gut by inhibiting an enzyme in the gut that does that conversion. They took 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams. The average dose was 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams. Amylobin 3399 was used, though other brands work fine. but strengths can be different. I do suggest you follow the brand's recommended dose, because the strength of the mushroom can vary between brand. There were only 2 studies, unfortunately, about lion's mane mushroom, and they were small trials with only case studies. I think there only something like 16 or 17 patients were treated with lion's mane mushroom, so it was very much a smaller study. The next supplement we'll look at is Betaine. Betaine is a natural supplement you can buy, and it makes neurons look less sick. Healthier, non-hyperbranching neurons in mice. The studies were only done in mice. So it's kind of a new supplement that has potential, but that has not been tested through case studies or through trials with many participants in humans yet. Zinc and B6, again, also help with making neurons look healthier and non-hyperbranching. So do consider constantly taking a low dose of zinc and B6 to help with pyroluria, which is a disease, and it also helps make your neurons look healthier, because if you take a picture of a schizophrenic neuron, it's all jagged with lots of dendrites popping out the sides in weird directions. And to fix the look of a neuron, which is connected with the pathology of the brain, you can try taking betaine, and you can also try taking zinc and B6. So again, there were 2 studies in mice. One friend of mine taking betaine really helped with his voices. And I thought you should use trimethylglycine, which is also called betaine anhydrous. But my friend recommended betaine hydrochloride. So I'm not sure why he recommended hydrochloride, but that's what he took, and that's what helped him with his voices. Though I thought you should take trimethylglycine, also called betaine anhydrous. And this supplement does stop working when discontinued. It's thought it stops working when discontinued. And it's recommended by my friend was recommended it by Toro Mizogachi, who is a famous Japanese orthomolecular psychiatrist. And he uses betaine in his patients, and he probably has a lot more anecdotal evidence and perhaps more data showing that betaine works, but it is recommended by this rather well-known psychiatrist in Japan. Next supplement I'll just quickly mention is CoQ10. One of my followers, Deborah Jensen, recommended taking a look at mitochondria. She thinks there's a mitochondria dysfunction associated with schizophrenic, and that's why a lot of schizophrenics sleep too much and are a little bit groggy, etc., etc. So it does help with energy, and the True Hope formula actually helps with energy quite a bit too. And it's possible you should consider taking other supplements that improve energy, like magnesium, B12, B3, French oak extract, PQQ, acetyl L-carnitine, fisetin, and bromide. And bromide is a well-known avidaric I'm brutalizing that word. It's a well-known Indian medicinal herb that helps brain health and also helps give you more energy. So thank you for watching this presentation. I hope you picked up some interesting tidbits. I would recommend you try EMPowerPlus by True Hope. It helped me. I do not know how well lion's mane worked because I tried lion's mane on myself and it led to an allergic reaction, and most people do not get an allergic reaction, but lion's mane is worth trying. You can buy it off Amazon. You can buy it in other places too. And betaine is another thing you can consider trying. It helped someone quite a bit who has voices, so that's an interesting development. I would recommend taking some B6 and zinc along with perhaps some magnesium and some manganese and some vitamin C. But the other thing you can try is Yi Gan San, which I have not tried, but I would try it if I had tardive dyskinesia, because it seems to really help with tardive dyskinesia. And I should consider taking it because a 60% reduction in the severity of your schizophrenia is a huge reduction. So it may be something on my bucket list to try. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you have a great day and good night.